Zoom meeting and my back feels a bit stiff after sitting still for 2.5 hours. So I'm just going to bring ourselves down to the floor and just hug the knees in. It's quite a nice release for the low back usually. So just hugging the knees in to a point where you feel a little stretch in your low back, but nothing too crazy. So it's just a gentle stretch, and then you can just hold onto your knees and just maybe circle them from side to side and then round the other way, just to release the hips and the low back. Okay, so hope everyone's feeling fit and well today and ready for our little challenge of half an hour. Okay, so just for everyone, this goes towards just do what you can. You know, obviously if there's any moves that cause any discomfort or pain, then stop. Don't ever force or push through pain. That's not a good thing. Pilates is not supposed to be a gentle form of exercise and a slow form of exercise and a mindful kind of movement. So it should be that you spend your half an hour kind of just thinking and connecting to your body rather than thinking about your shopping list or what you're going to have for dinner. Just try and be in the moment and feel and connect to your body. Okay, so we're going to start. I think it's past. So I want you to just focus on relaxing the spine down into the mat or whatever you're laying on, your rug or something soft behind you. And just really focus on taking a couple of big deep breaths and just letting the ribs soften down and just really relax into the floor. And then we're just going to turn our head from side to side really slowly, just to let go of any tension in the neck that might have crept in this morning if you're working at home or you've been running around doing things. So just give your body a chance to just recalibrate and the neck to just soften and relax. And then just bring the head back to the middle, and I just want you to lift your head up slightly and then try and place it back down on the floor a little bit further back, so you're going to get a little stretch into your neck. And then we don't have to keep that rigid position of the neck, but we just want to keep the neck really soft and easy so that we're not holding on any tension there in that area. Okay, we're going to take our arms up to the ceiling, and then we're going to take the arms out in line with our shoulders, stretching our fingers really long on an inhale, and then exhale, bring the arms back just above the shoulders. Inhale, take them out and reach, stretch as long as you can. Stretch the fingers wide. You should feel a strong stretch in the arms and the chest. And then exhale back, 2 more, nice and easy. Inhale out, stretch as if you're trying to touch opposite walls here. And then exhale back in 1 more time. Inhale out. And exhale, bring it back in. Now let's take the arms back behind us. Now we're not going to think too much about the breath here. We're just going to circle the arms up and around. So bring it, excuse me, I always get my frog in my throat when I'm laying in this position when we first start. It's really annoying. Okay, so you're just taking the arms up above the head and circling them around. Now just try not to move your ribs, okay? So keep them down and soft. Let's go the other way. Semicircle along the floor and then draw the hands back towards the hips. A couple more here. So this should really make our shoulders feel really nice and relaxed. One last time, and then bring the hands back to the hips. Now let's bring the feet together and the knees together. Take the arms out so that they're almost in line with your shoulders or a bit lower. And then we're just going to take the knees to one side. So we're going to do a lying spine twist, but I want you to think about engaging through the low abdominals. Okay, so lift your belly in and up first. Keep the feet and the knees together throughout the whole move. And then we're just going to take the knees over and inhale as you stretch into this side waist, the top side waist. Exhaling back, I want you to push down on both shoulders, pull the legs back with your abdominal muscles, and then go over to the other side. Keep those knees and feet together. Don't let them come apart. Exhale, come back. 1 more each side, nice and easy. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, over. Inhale, stretch 1 last time to this side. And then exhale, use your waist muscles. Okay, now you can stay with that level, or if you want to make it a bit more challenging, we're going to take both legs to tabletop, still knees and feet together. Make sure both your shoulders are staying down, and then let's do the same thing, just 2 times each side. So you might not go quite so far to the floor with your legs lifted, and that's okay. Exhaling and then inhaling as you stretch over to the opposite side. Exhale back, use your arm, push them down into the floor. So this is the second one on this side, so we've only got one more to go. Sometimes when you do this, you might get a little click in the spine. That's usually a good thing, it shouldn't hurt. And then back to center. Okay, so if you're in tabletop, stay here. If you're not in tabletop, just bring one knee and then the other above the hip. So keep these lower legs really relaxed and keep the feet floppy and relaxed. Now your hands come back towards your hips. We're just going to alternate with those toe taps, just to wake up through the lower abdominals, so the area in between your hip bones. Draw your belly in and up to help you. As you exhale, you lift your knee back above the hip. Good, so you're just alternating. You can make this move smaller by just going halfway. If it's really, really challenging and you find that just halfway is enough for you, then stick with that. Otherwise, tap all the way down, but really lightly with the foot. So light taps down as if you're touching really thin tissue paper and you don't want to pierce it. It's gentle and controlled. 4 more. 3. Exhale as you lift. 2. And 1. Excellent. Okay, now just hug those legs towards you. Grab hold of wherever you can. So either the back of the thighs or the calf if you can reach. And just pull the legs in towards you. You might lift your tailbone off the floor and that's okay. We're just going to stretch into the hamstrings now. Now we're going to lift our head and our shoulders up. And then we're going to pick one leg, doesn't matter which one you start with. And we're going to go straight into scissors. We're either holding under the knee or above the knee. Stretch the opposite leg away. Make sure you've got a bit of room. I've got a sofa in the way again. And then we're going to exhale and change. So try and keep your upper body lifted. But you can use your arms, obviously, because you're pulling on your leg. That's it. Good. Exhale. And exhale. Try and stretch both legs as straight as you can get them. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to challenge ourselves a bit more. We're going to bring the hands behind the head. Do the same thing, but without pulling on the leg. So you've got to draw the leg in yourself. Now it's a little bit harder. So if it's too challenging, just bend the knees and just go back to your toe taps like this, okay? Otherwise, really go for it. Straight legs, let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Just hug the knees in, lower the head, take a breath. If you weren't breathing so much when you're doing the exercise. Sometimes we concentrate so much that we hold our breath. And it can make things a bit more challenging than they should be. Don't worry, we're all guilty of it. Okay, so we're going to go right into the hundreds just because we have to do it. No way out, I'm afraid. Inhale, reach your arms back. Get ready to lift your belly in and up. Keep your pelvis really level, exactly where it is now. Exhale and lift your head and your shoulders. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. And then start with that lovely arm movement. So reaching the fingertips straight forwards. You're looking straight through your knees or where the line of the knees are, but don't look any higher. So keep your chin tucked slightly and keep lifting up if you can. I know this is tough. Keep breathing. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need to, one hand behind the head to support the neck. Keep the other arm going though. That's it. Only take this option if your neck is bothering you. Otherwise, try and lift your abdominals. Good, and keep the arms going. If you want to make more work for yourself, take those legs back to tabletop. Good, I can see some legs moving. That's good. So keep reaching forwards, keep breathing however you need to breathe. Just get the breath in there and then back out. If you want more, stretch the legs together, nice and long. So if you're keeping them up higher, that's less intense, can feel a bit more comfortable than the tabletop. The lower you go with the legs, the more challenge it is for your abdominals, okay? So pick a level, which is challenging but not impossible. Keep it going with the arms, nice and strong. We're way over halfway now. Only a few more sets to go. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just do one more set, the best yet. In 2, 3, 4, 5 and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Amazing. Hug knees, lower head, and be grateful that the 100's done. Okay. Stretch the legs out. Even after years of doing 100s, they're never going to be my favorite. Okay, so reach back. They're good for us though, so we have to do them. We're coming into roll up now. but I'm going to take it in stages. So we're going to just do a half roll up first, and then we're going to do a half roll back, and then we'll put them together. So we're going to take the arms around just like we did at the start, semicircle, and then exhale and look down at your feet as you lift the head and the shoulders. And then we go back down again. So I can already feel my abdominals working strongly there. Exhale, lift. You might come up a little bit higher, but don't come too high. Inhale as you slowly control that descent. Let's do 2 more like this. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze the legs together. It's going to help you. Exhale. And inhale. Good. So we've come up about a third to half of the way. We're just going to either turn to our side and come up to seated, or hold behind the legs, roll yourself up to seated. So let's do some half roll backs, and then we'll put the moves together and we'll be in a perfect roll up. Okay, so bend the knees a little bit first. Sit right on top of your sit bones and have a nice straight spine. So what we do here is we kind of round the back as much as we can. So you've got to soften those muscles in the back of the body and tense up the front of the body, and then tuck your pelvis under. So either holding onto your thighs or reaching your arms out. Let's inhale, grow tall through the spine. Exhale, start to tuck the pelvis and roll back halfway. Now really let those shoulders go because they tend to creep up. Even put your hands down, that's going to be a bit more of a challenge. Good, so you're scooping the belly out. Try to make sure that your neck is in a position where you're in line with your spine rather than leaning back like this. I can see someone leaning back slightly, so just come up slightly if you're feeling it in your neck. And then we're going to keep the rounded spine as we exhale all the way back up, and then straighten the spine when your shoulders come over your hips. So it's a controlled slow movement. Let's do 3 more. Exhale. Third to half of the way. Make sure your head is still straight up towards the ceiling. That's good, good. Keep scooping the belly in and up and rounding. Imagine you've got an ice cream scoop. Scooped out your low belly, holding here, breathing, and then let's roll back up with control. Okay, you're going to have an arm option on the next 2 if you want it, or you can just hold in that same position we just did. So let's roll back. Okay, now we're going to take the left arm up. My voice is going again. And down, and then right arm up. This increases the pressure on the upper abdominals. Now both arms. Keep breathing. If you're shaking, that is good, so am I. And then roll back up with that scoop spine and straighten. We've only got 1 more to go. Then we get a stretch. Exhale, roll back. Good, now this time we're going to take hand on top of elbow, and we're going to turn to the left. Then we're going to do 5 little pulses, just an inch up and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You guessed it, going straight to the other side. And pulse up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those arms back to center. Reach the hands out, and then roll back up. And straighten the spine, and then just take a little stretch forward if you need it. I tend to need a little forward fold after that because it's quite taxing on the lower back especially, but it's really good for building strength. So we'll sit back up again. Let's do a little bit of rolling while we're here. So you're going to tuck the feet in close to the bottom. Make sure you've got some padding behind you. So if you've got a thin mat, just double it over, and then you have a little bit more padding behind you. I've got a nice rug underneath me, so it's pretty padded. And if you don't want to roll, you don't have to. So if you don't want to roll at all, hug yourself into a tiny little ball, and then just take your feet off the floor 1 at a time and sit kind of balancing on your sit bones. So you've got to draw your abdominals in to stay here and balance. You can just stay here if you don't want to roll. If you want to roll, it's a lovely spinal massage, but you have to tuck your chin in so you're looking down at your navel so that you don't roll back on your neck. Okay, so getting ready, tuck yourself in as small as you can. Inhale to roll back. Exhale to come up. Try and keep the legs in the whole way through rather than flinging them back, which we all do a bit. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Keep those feet close to the bottom. Inhale. Exhale. I felt that deep in my abdominals. Really deep around the rib area. So you should have felt that too, hopefully. Okay, let's come back down to the floor. We're going to try those full roll-ups. So sit nice and tall. Stretch your legs out as much as you can. Try and get the backs of your legs onto the mat, and then we're going to roll all the way down to a count of 8. So sit super tall first. Inhale. And then exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head comes down, stretch above the head, getting ready to come up now, guys. Okay, so exhale, reach, look down at your toes, all the way back up. It's a shaky bit in the middle. Squeeze the legs and the feet together. That's perfect. All the way back up. Let's go again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach back. Let's go again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One last time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Stretch back, full body stretch. Bring the hands back to the hips. Let's go for single leg circle. So either having hug your knee in first. Let's go with the left leg. And then either having a bent knee position all the way through, so circling like this rather than straightening and bending. So it's locked in a bent knee position, or you've got a fully straight leg. Up to you. If you can't quite straighten your leg, you don't have the flexibility, then just pick this version, okay? So I want you to first of all draw belly in and up, level your hips so that they're both on the same line. You can keep your hands on your hips if you want to, or just rest the hands down by the side of you. Flex the foot, the right foot, because that is the leg that's not really circling, but it's still active. So I want you to push your heel down into the floor, and then we're going to circle out to the side. We're going to do this 5 times, and across the body, and then back to where you started. So the full leg version looks like this, or the bent knee version looks like this. Out to the side, cross, and back. But you're going to draw your abdominals in and up to control that leg. And you should feel this in your abdominals more than anywhere else. You might feel it on the outer hip slightly if you've got tight hips. But if you've got loose hips like me, then I'm feeling it in my abs right now. Okay, one more time. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we cross the body first, out to the side. You can go as big or as small as you like on these. The key is to keep both hips really level and try not to rock around with those hips. So if you have your hands on your hips, you'll know if you're moving from side to side. If you are, just make the movement a bit smaller on this leg. You might be stronger on the other leg. One more time. So we just do 5 each side. And then just hug that knee in again before we release it. Swap it over. Stretch out, flex the foot, push the heel down, pull the right knee in, pick where you want to be, straight leg, bent leg, level those hips out, just make sure they're straight to start with. We don't want to strengthen in a twisted position. We want the hips to be really level. And then put your hands wherever on the floor on your hips. Let's get out to the side, cross, and back. That's 1. We do 5. 2. Keep flexing that foot that's on the floor. That's going to really help stabilize. Last 2 in this direction. Breathe however you want to breathe on this one. And then we go the other way. So we cross the body out to the side and back. Try and keep that 90-degree angle behind your knee if you're doing the bent knee version. And the knee always ends above the hip. Good. Last 2. And last one. We done both sides? I think we have, both directions. Hug the knee in. If we haven't, just do an extra 5 now. I've completely lost the plot here. Okay, hug the other knee in. And then we're going to stretch the legs up to the ceiling. So we're going to do lower abdominals now. Hands just either outside of your hips, or you can slightly tuck your hands under your bottom, just halfway, so that we can do a little kind of low abdominal lift. So what we're going to do is push our hands down into the floor and exhale so that we try and push our feet up to the ceiling. So it's quite a small move and you really need that exhale. Sorry, you've got to hear me do it. I can't hear any of you guys. So let's do 5 more. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Now you can stay with this. If you want to do the full rollover, I'm just going to roll over. It sounds like the lottery. Unfortunately, it's not that exciting, but you won't win any money, but you will get a nice stretched spine and a strong spine. So the full rollover, I'll just show you. If you want to do it, you can copy me. It's not, you just stay with this little lift. You're still going to work the same muscles. So if you want to do the full rollover, you're going to exhale and take the legs up above the head. Use these hands to push down. Doesn't matter if your feet come to the floor or not. If they do, perfect. Just flex the feet. Bring the feet to shoulder distance, so take them a bit wider. And then as you exhale, I want you to use your arms to control the descent of your legs. So keep the abdominals tucked and nice and tight, and then just slowly lower the legs back down to where you started. So it's a little bit of a slow-mo version that was. Let's go a bit faster. Exhale up and over. And then slowly down. One more time, full rollover if you want it, all those little lifts. Feet to shoulder distance, and then slowly rolling it back down. Good. Okay, we're going to do double leg stretch now, but a slightly different version, a nice kind version. So we're going to lift our head and our shoulders off of the floor, and we're holding on to the backs of our knees at the moment. Okay, now we're going to stretch one leg at a time. So let's extend the left leg, still keep the hand close, and then you bring that leg back in. Yeah, so you're going to reach out on an inhale, stretch your right leg. Exhale, bring it back in. Now this is just single leg at the moment, just to get used to it. But we will go to double leg in a second. So keep stretching and alternating. Just 45 degrees with those legs. You can go a little bit lower if you want, but it's going to be harder. Inhale, exhale. Now let's try both. Inhale, exhale, back in. Just over the hips with those knees. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale, keep the feet together, it's going to help with that connection. 3 more. Woo. Inhale out. Exhale back. We've got 2 more. Inhale. Counting is rubbish. Pilates teachers are so rubbish at counting. Okay, last one. And then back in, lower the head. Okay, let's turn onto our side. Can't do all abs. We have done pretty much all abs so far, but let's give our abs a break now and go for side waist and glutes. So I want you to bring your feet in line with your back of your body. Make sure the back of your body is straight, so line it up with your mat, and then just bring your knees in so they're about 45 degrees. So we're just going to do some clam shells just to work into the hips, but make sure your hips stay stacked one on top of the other. So find a comfortable position for your neck and your underneath shoulder. Put your hand at the back of your hip and keep it there, and then we're just going to open up the knee and bring it down. So keep the feet together, and it's just that knee opening. Now, depending on how kind of much mobility you have in your hips, that's going to dictate how far your knees kind of open up. So let's do 8, 7. This is not easy. Looks easy. 6. I can feel it already. 5. 4. Make sure that the top hip's not moving back or forwards. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now once that leg is there, let's extend it fully, bring it back in line with the body so this bottom leg stays where it is, and then we're just going to lift up and down, but keep stretching that leg long. So don't just let it kind of hang there and just chill. Stretch the toes really far, and then that's going to work more into the outer leg. Okay, so we're going to exhale as we go up, inhale down. Pretty slow this one. And you can go as high as you want, as long as it's not disturbing this underneath waist gap that you've got going on here. So just slide your hand under there and just check that that stays by lifting your belly in and up. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's try and keep the leg just above hip height, and then we're going to kick it forwards and take it back. So just in line with the body, forwards in line with the underneath leg. Back, so it's not a huge move, but it's really slow and it should be burning a bit now, guys. If you want more of a challenge, top arm up towards the ceiling. Good. So just in line with the body, just in line with the lower leg. I can feel this burning a lot. 4 more. 3, 2 and 1. Amazing. Bring that leg down. Now let's try and turn ourselves over to the other side without using our feet. So we can use our hands. Bring your knees in. Keep your feet off the floor if you can. Use your hands only. Spin around. and over to the other side. So setting up for the clam shells first, feet in line with the bottom, head just resting on your hand, belly lifted in and up, underneath waist gap, lifted and staying there. Hand behind the hip to keep it still, open and close that knee. Exhale. The exhale does kind of take your mind off of the burning sensation, I find. Focusing on the breathing gives you something else to think about. Keep it going, 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep the knee where it is, extend the lower leg, bring that leg back in line with the body, but keep hips stacked. And then remember, reach it away, reach your toes away from your head. Stretch as long as you can with that leg. Check this gap is still there. If the gap's not there, it means that you've let the connection go and you're not stretching your leg away. So stretch the leg long and you'll keep that gap. Let's keep it going. Exhale up. Should be burning a bit now. So don't go too high, guys. You shouldn't need to go too high to feel this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Remember that arm up in the air if you want extra. 3, 2, and 1. Now keep that leg just above hip height, and then we bring it forward in line with the bottom knee and back. Forwards and back. Good. Keep it going. So keep pushing that knee down to the floor to help stabilize you. If you're feeling too wobbly, just bring the hands down so that they're on the mat. Give you more balance. How many you got left? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring that leg back in line and then just roll onto your back. So let's have a little stretch for the glutes because mine are burning a bit. I don't know about you guys. So cross that foot over the knee. Push the knee out to the side. If you're feeling it there, just stay there. That's enough of a stretch for you. If not, reach through, grab the back of your thigh, pull it in towards you, but keep your head and your shoulders down on the floor so that you're not bringing tension into the neck anywhere or into the upper back. Just keep breathing. And exhale, release. Swap over. And then reach through if you want a little bit more. Just into that hip there. Good. Okay, so we're going to come up to seated. So just let the legs go. You can roll yourself up to seated. Always an opportunity for another roll. It's always good. Okay, now make sure you've got room to stretch your legs out. We're going to come into a tabletop type position. So we've either got box here. We're going to do it twice. You can do 2 of these, or you can have one leg bent and one leg straight. Lift hips up. So this is strengthening the back of the body now and using your glutes again, sorry, and here. Or you can do both legs outstretched, lift hips up, and we stay up there for about 5 seconds. Okay, so make sure your hands are in a comfortable position, fingers reaching either back towards your body or you can take them out to the side, but they need to be quite far back so that you can push yourself up. So before you push up, pick your leg position wherever you want to be, lift your belly in and up, bend the elbows, look up to the ceiling, get ready to squeeze the legs and squeeze the bottom, lift the hips up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back down. Let's just circle the wrist a little bit, just to let go of any tension that might have crept in there. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. So there is a leg lift option. If you want to do it, you can copy me. You can only really do it in the both legs straight version, otherwise it doesn't really work. So just hold in the other versions if you're doing those. Just remember to really strongly activate the back of the body in whichever version you have selected. So getting ready, bending the elbows, look up, lift the hips and hold. Strong bodies. Okay, if you want the leg lift, you're going to push down on the right heel, lift the left leg and take it down. Push down on the left heel, lift the right leg, take it down. One more each side if you want it, with an exhale. Good. Squeeze your bottoms, stay up there a little bit longer, and then slowly lower down. Take a little stretch forward, rotate the wrists. Okay, let's turn around to all fours. Take a little stretch for the spine, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Okay, I want you to really let your belly go now. So arch your back, bring your tailbone up to the ceiling, and just let your body and your front of your body, your belly specifically, just really relax. Look up. And then exhale, round the back. Tuck the pelvis under. Inhale. One more each way. Exhale, skip them round. Coming back to all fours, straight spine. Let's have a little challenge to finish. So let's take left leg out, right arm out. Don't change the hip position or the shoulders. Float up if you want challenge. If you want even more challenge, we're going to take knee to elbow. So knee to elbow, exhale, under. Inhale, reach 3 times. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Let's swap sides. Right leg, left arm. So you can just stay here, float it up, with your limbs in line with your body. If you want that extra challenge, we're going to exhale around. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale out. Hands and knees come back to the floor. Let's take one final stretch. Left arm comes up on an inhale. Look up to the hand. Exhale. Reach through and under to your right. Rest your left ear down. And if you want more, push your right hand into the floor and twist. Right hand comes back to the floor. Left hand back. Lift right arm up. Inhale. Look up at the hand. Exhale through and under. And rest your right ear to the floor. Right arm extends for a little bit more of a twist. Left hand comes back. Okay, and then just sit back onto your heels, slowly uncurl the spine until your head is back over your shoulders, and we're done. We're out of time. Lovely to see you all again, guys. Hope you have an amazing week. Let me know if you've got any questions or comments. It goes so quickly, half an hour, rush through. You did really well, those people I saw anyway. I hope everyone else is good, and see you all next week.